Hi guys, my name is Nick Lowe and today I'm going to talk to you about neck pain and shoulder posture. Now, it's no secret that a lot of us suffer from very bad posture, tight neck and shoulders in and around these areas. Now, this can just be tension for a lot of people that's annoying and just gives you discomfort during the day, or it can turn into some very serious acute pain. It can definitely be the cause of headaches, migraines, things like that, and reduce the blood supply up to your brain, which obviously has implications for lots of different conditions. So a really good thing for our health in general, as well as treating acute neck and shoulder pain, is to really correct this whole posture. So before doing any exercises to correct, strengthen or stretch the neck, the first thing we have to look at are the shoulders and the shoulder blades. If our posture is hunched over like that, inevitably we're going to start to look up like this, and you can really easily see how this causes a pinch and a shortening of the tissues of the neck. So one of the first things we have to learn to do is straighten our upper back posture, drop our shoulders down, and then we can see how this gives a lot more space to the neck itself. So, like all the exercises in this series, we're first going to learn how to stretch, loosen up all these tight tissues, stretch them open to correct the posture, and then we're going to look at strengthening exercises to help secure the position once we've opened it. Okay guys, so let's look at the first stretching exercise for the shoulders and helping to reverse this upper back posture that we call kyphosis. This is a hunched over curve of the upper back. We want to learn to reverse this to help with our upper back shoulder posture and neck pain. So we're going to start with the yoga belt. This can be anything really. This can be a rope, a scarf, a jumper, doesn't matter. Just find something that works for you. We're going to pass the belt behind the back. Take an overhand grip, which means that the knuckles are facing forward, the palms are facing back towards the wall, and make sure you have your thumbs over the belt. Take a nice, strong, stable position, keeping your spine nice and neutral. We're actually going to rotate the hands like so. So the thumbs are pointing away and down. And you can really see how this has helped drop my shoulder blades down, away from my neck, away from my ears, and straightened that upper back posture like this. It's a very effective exercise just for reversing that curve, opening up the spaces in the front of the chest, dropping the shoulder blades down and creating a lot of space for the neck. So a very common mistake in this exercise is people will thrust their chest forward to cheat their poor shoulder mobility. I'll show you what this looks like from a side profile. So the easiest way to fake shoulder mobility is to thrust that chest forward like that as the shoulders naturally drop. We want to learn to do it with a neutral spine so that my spine stays fully neutral and I'm just isolating the movement of the shoulders going down and away. Not thrusting the chest forward, keeping that spine nice and neutral like so. Again, hold this position, this stretch for a good few minutes and really just let all those muscles loosen, lengthen and open. Okay guys, we're now going to look at the second exercise to open the shoulder blades and correct the posture of that upper back. So, to do this, we're going to use a modified dog pose using a table or a height, something like this. Now ideally, it wants to be around hip height. The lower the table, the more difficult the pose is going to be. The higher the table, the easier the exercise is going to be. So find something appropriate to you and your flexibility levels. So, we're going to get our hands on the table like so. Spread the palms nice and wide. We're then going to walk our legs back so that our whole body ends up at about 90 degrees like so. I really want you to push and strongly stretch with the palms here, and you can see this really flattening my upper back area here. Again, we don't want this hunch up, we want to reverse that thoracic curve here. If your hamstrings are particularly tight, you can actually bend the knees a little bit to take the pressure off that and still work just as strongly with the upper back here. Once your hamstrings are feeling a bit looser, you can get that full extension back, and again really strongly emphasizing that shoulder work with the hands pushing into the table and the upper back sinking down towards the floor. Okay guys, now that we've looked at a couple of exercises to stretch and open the shoulder blades, correct that posture, undo some of the tightness around these areas, we're now going to look at strengthening the muscles of the upper back, particularly the rhomboids and the muscles around the scapula, to make sure that we can actually have strength to hold ourselves in a good upright posture. So the first exercise, we're going to use a resistance band. And what I want you to do is start further out on the resistance band. It's going to make the exercise easier. Have a nice stable position, nice stable base, and we're just going to make sure we're keeping the shoulder blades down, not hunching up like this. Keep the shoulder blades down and just gently pull out to the sides like this. Keeping the shoulder blades down throughout the exercise. Try not to move the spine. So we're just purely isolating the shoulder joint and the movement here. I'm going to turn around so you can see on the back. And the effect this exercise has is we're strengthening the rhomboid muscles and the trapeziuses in between the scapula and the spine. Commonly, the upper back posture becomes distorted when we round like this, and this space becomes too weak to hold us up. So with this exercise, we're practicing strengthening these muscles responsible for holding our back in a nice upright position. To make this exercise more challenging, all you're going to do is walk your hands closer into the resistance band like so, and you're going to find this immediately more difficult like so. Again, if that's too easy, just walk your hands further in again and pull like so, making sure you're keeping your shoulders down the whole time during this exercise. For the second exercise, to help strengthen the upper back and correct this hunched over shoulder posture, we're going to do another exercise using the resistance band. So this time you're going to need to find something to anchor your resistance band to that's strong, stable, that's not going to move around when it's pulled. So, you know, this could be a doorpost, a strong stair banister. Again, improvise, find something that's nice and strong that you can hook that band to, that's close to the floor. So, to get into the position to start the exercise, we want to be sitting with our feet sort of pressed up against the wall or whatever it's hooked into. And then we're going to be grabbing the resistance band so, and sitting up nice and straight. Now it might be that your hamstrings are quite tight, your lower back's quite tight, and this is quite an uncomfortable position to sit in. If that's the case, it's no problem. All we need to do is take some yoga blocks or a prop, a lot of cushions, pile yourself up as much as you need. And you can sit on the blocks like so to do the exercise, and you'll find this is going to be much more comfortable for your legs. So whatever level of support you need, use for this exercise. It doesn't really matter, we're focusing on the upper body.
Yeah.
So guys, we're going to grab hold of the resistance band here that's anchored at a spot close to between our feet. We're going to make sure we're sitting up nice and upright, pulling the band, and we're just going to pull and rotate our arms into our body. So this is basically a seated row using a resistance band. Again, it's really important that we keep the shoulders down, not hunched up like this and doing this kind of exercise. This is horrible. Keeping the shoulder blades down and pulling them, squeezing the scapula together at the end of the movement. You can actually hold the final position here, really emphasize that squeeze and release. To make the exercise more challenging, it's very simple. Just like the last one, we're going to walk in with the resistance band, sitting up nice and straight and pulling here. And this is going to give you more of a challenge, more resistance to this exercise here. Again, really focus on dropping the scapula down and squeezing them together on the back. Again, slow controlled reps, And when you finish doing a number of reps, you can actually hold the final position like this before releasing